It's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. So here we are. It is Tuesday. Time to recap the question of Thursday, thought for Thursday. That question was, are you a hoarder? Well, are you a hoarder? And I gave you a little feedback in regards to where I may or may not be going in regards to what I mean by hoarding. Because so many times we only identify hoarding as possessions, right? So you see the TV programs, they have hoarders who keep all kinds of things, really nastiness, all kinds of craziness in their homes, cats, food, dogs, all kinds of stuff. And that's what we typically think about when we say hoarding. But what I have learned is that we actually hoard more things from an emotional standpoint than we really even recognize. And if you can imagine how hoarding looks in the physical, in the sense of the TV shows and the houses and the just uncleanliness of that, can you imagine what it must mean in your spirit and in your emotions, your relationships, your mindset? And what I mean by that is there's so many things in our lives that we just simply can't seem to let go of. Either we feel like we're going to need them later on in life, or we feel as if we need to be loyal, or we have this thing where we say to ourselves, well, I'm not trying to judge, and I know that I can help this person or this situation or this thing, so I'll just keep it in my life. But can I propose to you today that being a hoarder, especially an emotional hoarder, a relational hoarder, is absolutely absurd. 2 reasons. There's not enough time in any particular day to put yourself in a position where you are holding on to things that have the potential to be possibly used. Catch that. The potential to be used. There's no guarantee that you're going to use anything that you hoard. Typically, hoarding means that you are actually holding on to something or someone in thoughts of you possibly could use it later on in life. Or it has some type of a sentimental value to you, or a sentimental relationship moment to you, or some type of a catalyst that's been in your life, and you're holding on to it. The problem is that those are old facts. And I've spoken about old facts a few times before, but to really touch on it lightly, those are all things that did and will be very important to you. But you have to decide on what you need to let go of, because you will run out of space, physically, mentally, emotionally. You actually have no time, space, or energy to hold on to things, people, place, or things that really serve no purpose. Now, I know that can sound a little harsh to people because, let's just be honest, whenever you say something like that, it makes it sound as if you don't care, you're self-centered, you're completely focused on people helping you and you not helping people. Let me be clear. My life is always and will always be about being a blessing to others. I want to be a blessing so that I can be a blessing to others. But in the exact same breath, if you don't have the knowledge and discernment to figure out who can actually utilize the tools that you're giving them, it's ridiculous to just give with absolutely no idea as to where it's going. That's like walking down the street and tossing money into the air and simply saying, whoever picks it up, I'm sure I'm going to bless them. Is that true? Absolutely, I'm sure. But everything has to have a purpose, order, structure, and boundaries. You have to be aware of what your purpose is. Your spiritual and your relational connections are key. And if you're just given to give, then you'd have to know that that's not really what life is about. It's reciprocative. We all use one another. Again, yet a word that always confuses people to always be in the negative context. Not true at all. Using is what you want to do. Everything you have should have a purpose. You should be able to use it, including the relationships that you're in. Let's be honest. If you have a friend and that friend only wants to give you positive energy, that's not a friend. That's an enemy. It's actually a Bible verse that tells you that if you have an enemy and the enemy kisses you, meaning they only give you greatness and blow nothing but happiness up your butt cheeks, you want to check that, because a friend will wound you. What that means is that they'll tell you the harsh truth when you don't want to hear it. And that's what you want. You want someone, well, let me say this, I want someone, or I want a relationship that you're going to be honest with me. If you're not going to be honest with me, we do not need to ever try to utilize the word friend, because when I say friend, I really do not have a lot of them. I can tell you that I have enough to feel my fingers, and that's over a 45-year, almost 46-year lifespan. That's not a word that I use freely. I have plenty of associates, plenty of people who know me. I'm probably the most popular introvert person that I can think of in my circle, but in the exact same breath, I know that they use me and I use them, because they have to have a purpose in my life and I have to have one in theirs. So we don't have a hoarding relationship. We don't have hoarding emotions for one another. We are purposeful. And what I'm proposing today is that you stop being a hoarder. Take the time to clean out your home, your car, your closet, all of the confined spaces that you surround yourself with. And then I propose that you take the time to do that in your relationships. Stop being worried about being alone, and stop worrying if being alone is going to cause you to be lonely. Because let's be honest, what's worse? Laying in a bed next to someone and you still feel lonely, or actually physically having no one in the bed with you and being lonely? Think about that for a second, because so many times we hoard relationships that we completely know won't work. They're not going anywhere, but you have absolutely nothing else to do with your time, and you don't want to be lonely, and you're using them in the negative connotation of you simply want what you want. They're feeding your condition. They're putting you in a position where they're giving you something, knowing that you have no intention on giving them anything back reciprocative of value, but they still give it. Why? Because they don't want to be alone. And there's so many people in the world right now that are actually in relationships simply because they don't want to be alone. I propose to you that that would be hoarding. See how I'm trying to say that? Hoarding. Hoarding is still hoarding, and you just have to get out of your head that it's simply possessions. It is a terrible place to not find someone who can be honest and truthful with you, who serves the purpose, who walks the lifeline that you're walking, and who wants what you want. You don't want to date or marry yourself. Obviously, you still need some type of creativity that comes from them, but at the exact same basis, you do need the same foundation. You don't want to mix concrete. Let me put it to you that way. You don't want to mix barbed wire and chicken wire and anything else you can think of to build a foundation. You want to use the exact same material so that you can make sure that the ground and the foundation is fortified. And that's what I mean by hoarding. So we're going to absolutely continue to touch on it. I can go on and on about it. It saddens me more and more every day that we do not take the time to really see what's in our lives. We're too busy trying to give receipts and look important and being at the good parties, and no one knows you at the party. But you're taking pictures at the party and you're telling yourself that you're somebody, but no one knows you. You want to know why they don't know you? Because if you're not living your life authentic, if you're not walking in your purpose, if you don't know who to hoarder and who not, it could be sometimes that the person that you're hoarding isn't liked. And you are so busy taking this same person with you to every place you go, you fail to recognize that that relationship is doing nothing but hindering you. Because once again, you realize that that relationship you're hoarding, that job that you really don't like, but you take no regard for looking for something new or to hone in on skills that would give you another opportunity, you're hoarding it. You're hoarding it. You're assuming that at some point you'll need it and you'll use it down the line. Now you might say, well, Priscilla, you need money, so of course you need a job. Yeah, but the question is it a career or is it a job? Is it something you're doing to just make ends meet, or is it something that you understand is within your purpose and your destiny? Hard question. A lot of us don't want to answer it because the truth would hurt, but you have to stop hoarding. I promise you, you will live a better life without hoarding of people, places, things, relationships, emotions, situations, all of that. Use what you need. Quit living in excess just to simply make yourself feel better. I promise you, you will thank me for it. So as always, I thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Tuesday. Stay up, keep your head strong. I'm in California. We have involved ourselves in so much chaos and anxiety over the earthquakes that we've had over the past couple of weeks. So I say to all my Californians, be safe, be prepared, make sure that you understand what earthquake drills really should look like, and make sure your home is safe. And to everyone else across the world, with all the tragedy that's going on, just really try to be better to people and really understand your purpose, because this is definitely a time in life that we really have to walk in a purposeful stride. So thank you again so much for joining me. I so appreciate all of the new subscribers. I love the fact that you guys are really still not using the flipping comments. It blows my mind, but I thank you for all of the inboxing. I thank you for the few people who have the courage to do it. I still ask, if you're feeling it, don't be afraid. Put your questions up. It may be something that'll help someone else, or it may be a question that someone else has. So do what you always do. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. Make sure that you're on task. And always remember to do the 3 things I'm going to yell at the end of every video. Live life authentic. Thank you so much. See you Thursday, and have a blessed day.